Every person has two faces. Here are yours according to your zodiac sign. The good and the bad sides. One of the universal laws of destiny is the law of polarity. It holds that everything that exists in this world moves between two opposite poles. For example, money is inextricably linked to the poles of wealth and poverty. Every life oscillates between birth and death. Everything is divided between poles and opposite poles. Yin and Yang is just another example of this, though perhaps the best known. Less well known, however, is the fact that every human being is also subject to this principle of polarity. The Romans knew Janus, the god with two heads. You can imagine our two faces in a similar way, only that we don't show them so openly, of course. In today's podcast, we would like to introduce you to the two extremes that each and every one of us, according to our zodiac sign, has to deal with in everyday life. Aries. One face of Aries shows their assertiveness, their willingness to take risks, and their courage. They live their lives strictly focused on their plans, from which they hardly ever deviate. To other people, they appear charismatic and sometimes even irresistible. The other face of the Aries-born shows their moodiness. When things don't go the way they have set their horned minds to, they quickly lose their composure and can become quite indignant. Taurus. The first face of the Taurus-born shows their sense of duty, stability, and generosity. They are passionate and faithful partners who like to celebrate the little things in life as a luxury. The other Taurus face gives insight into their relentlessness and stubbornness. They can neither forget nor forgive breaches of trust. In love, they are possessive and quickly driven by jealousy. Gemini. They are probably that sign of the zodiac which has always been known for going through life with two souls in their chest and two faces. Their first face reflects their joie de vivre, extroversion, and love of beautiful things in all their facets. The other face of Gemini shows their superficial side and their clear tendency to make impulsive and rash decisions. Stress and pressure cause them restlessness and throw the cheerful Gemini off track rather quickly, depressive episodes included. Cancer. His first face is the typical Cancer as we know and appreciate him. Empathic, friendly, and attentive to his fellow men, he always has an open ear for the concerns of his loved ones, and is available with advice and support. The second face, on the other hand, reveals his sensitive, vulnerable side. He tends to emotional outbursts and drama, which can strain his relationships in the long run. When everything becomes too much for him, he often withdraws for days to lick his wounds. Leo. The first face of the proud and confident Leo is known all too well by those around him. He loves the limelight and the show, likes to gather his devoted pack around him, and enjoys basking in the crowd. His second face, however, is the one that makes him the undisputed king of the savannah. Strong, relentless, and pugnacious. For the lion, there is only victory or death. Defeat is not an option for him. Virgo. Virgo's first face makes her a popular employee and the perfect colleague. Her problem-solving skills, analytical mind, and well-organized environment prevent mistakes from sneaking in. The second face, on the other hand, is characterized by exuberant criticism of her fellow men, envy, resentment, and gloating. Turning one's back on a Virgo often means releasing her verbal poison arrows for firing. Libra. One side of Libra is her well-known talent for keeping peace and harmony. Conflicts and disputes are an anathema to her, which is why she sometimes prefers to back down and keep her opinions to herself. The other Libra face, however, shows her insecurity about many things. By the time this Libra has made decisions, some moves may have already sailed, and that's without the indecisive Libra. Scorpio. Face number 1 of Scorpio shows their discipline, razor-sharp mind, and high standards for themselves and their environment. No carelessness or thoughtlessness would ever happen to a Scorpio. Their humor sometimes takes some getting used to, but those who see through it are welcome to laugh along. The other face of Scorpios figuratively represents a bit of the poisonous sting that most species use for defense. They are then almost unstoppable in their rage and vindictiveness, unforgiving and leaving scorched earth where they were challenged or ripped off. Sagittarius. The sunny disposition of Sagittarius shows him from his adventurous, curious, and absolutely life-affirming side. He is friendly towards his fellow men and extremely helpful. Sagittarius loves to make new contacts as well as to get to know new cultures. The face turned away from the sun makes the Sagittarius suffer a little from his non-commitment. He likes interpersonal contacts, but the freedom loving among the zodiac signs does not want to commit or bind himself so easily. Commitments and obligations are generally repugnant to him. Capricorn. The first face leads the Capricorn straight to his goal, as high up as it may be. Nothing and no one will dissuade him. After all, his discipline and mental strength are his trademarks. The second face, on the other hand, makes it difficult for him to exist in a team or in a group. He is a born lone wolf because he does not want to adapt and is not willing to deviate, even a millimeter from his clear ideas. Aquarius. The one face of Aquarians shows their intellectual and spiritually demanding side. They love logical thinking and drawing conclusions. The Aquarius appreciates a good discussion more than good food. The other side of this coin is his urge for independence. Asking for help is extremely difficult for him, and logic always gets in his way when his heart or soul should be speaking. He also tends to be critical, and occasionally tends to feel superior to those around him. Pisces. The first face of Pisces shows them from their empathetic, sensitive, and approachable side. They are extremely loyal and reliable as partners and friends. Their sense of creativity comes out when no one is looking. The second face of the Pisces-born represents their desire for solitude. They are always looking for seclusion and silence and love to swim their laps alone in calm waters. These characteristics lead some people to not want to take the time to get to know Pisces better, as they spontaneously appear to them as difficult. The perfect imperfection. Kindly, fate designed all people to be the same, however different they may appear to the outside world. We all share the fact that we are made up of strengths and weaknesses, light and dark sides. We carry good qualities within us and not so good ones. Which side we let prevail is up to our willpower. If you decide every day anew to be a good and not a bad person, you will be able to put this intention into practice. Which side we let prevail when fate flips a coin is up to us. If you enjoyed our podcast today, feel free to give us a thumbs up. To not miss any new posts, subscribe to our Spiritual World channel and activate the little bell. It costs you nothing, and we would be very happy about it. Thank you, and see you soon!